Alrighty, and welcome back to our next matchup. We once again have a Nexus Gaming Series matchup on our hands. On the left-hand side, we have American Specialists, and on the right, we have Team Conflict. I am Bahamut, your caster. Welcome back. We're coming off of a game right now, so this is best for just the VODs. If you want to catch the VOD, you definitely get to this. You know, this one sounds like it's like it's a brand new stream. It's like we're coming back from a day after work. But no, we've been going nice and steady since 6 o'clock tonight, but this is our second and last matchup of the evening. This is a best of 2. We're going to be going into Dragonshire. Now, to note on the bans, we have the coin flip and American Specialist 1. They banned out Volskaya, and that means that Team Conflict, they banned out Towers of Doom. So, game number 1 is going to be going into Dragonshire, and number 2 will be on Infernal Shrines. So what are we going to get in this first ban slot on the side of Team Conflict? I'm very interested to see. Did they ban out the global, or did they ban out... They ban out the global. Okay. They get rid of the Dahaka. Not a bad idea at all. So I just need to take care of this really quick. I do need to download that small one. I should make a note of that somewhere. First pick wise though, or excuse me, ban wise on the side of American Specialist, I really am not too opposed to the ETC here. I think he's pretty powerful, as well as the fact that he's just a big, he's just a big beefy cowboy, and it's not something that you really want to deal with. So I like the fact that they're going to be banning that out there. I need to go into documents. I keep moving away from the thing I'm looking for. Alright. First pick on 2. So first pick onto the Greymane. Sorry, I'm just getting a message out to somebody really quick. Apologize to everybody. Alright. So that's going to be a Genji with a Brightwing picked up here. So they go for that global aspect. They definitely want to have that. Hey everyone, make sure you subscribe and cheer to Bahamut if you want. He does a better computer. My computer, no. Thank you, Archangel. I appreciate it. Computer's running fine. It's just I think that there's just something in the transitions that's creating a hang, and I need to figure out what it is. There's something in the transition that is causing a lag, and I'm trying to figure out what it is, because like computer setup's nice and crispy. I don't think we should be having any issues. But then again, this is Here's the Storm, a game that literally like the best Holy crap! Mirat, thank you so much for the subscription. Wow, thank you so much, Banjo. Thank you so much. Oh my god, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Or woman. Thank you. Muradin being picked up here on the side of Team Conflict with Sonya. Currently have go Team Conflict. Sigh popcorn. But no, there's some weird hang, and I'll have to go through OBS and figure out what that is. But either way, let's see. So Lucio going to be banned out here. Pretty strong in a lot of these team fights, as well as the rotations that you get from mid to bottom. Malthael going to be banned out. It's Cho'Gall. No, because I don't have a healer, and that wouldn't make any sense. But you never know. American Specialists, they could be going into a Cho'Gall here. I doubt it. Realistically, I'd like to see them go into something more along the lines of... I like the idea of an Anubarak here. Garrosh wouldn't be horrible, but I just really think that with all the changes to him, people are just like, nah, I'm good. Huh. Actually, you could honestly go in for a... Ooh, Diablo would be really big here. They go for a Anubarak. Okay. I like the Diablo because I was just looking. I was like, all right, so Genji goes for not X-Strike. Get that out of my mouth. Nemegumi? I murdered that. I apologize. But thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I'm trying to figure out what they're going to be putting in these last slots. They're going to need their healer. I like the idea of a Stukov right now. Stukov for healing. You got your solo laner. All right, you go Stukov and Falstad. You put in that global aspect so he can fly to the shrine whenever needed. Nope, they're going to go for Malfurion Chromie. I couldn't have been more wrong. We saw in the last game that Malfurion was pretty strong, so that's definitely something that I do not want to... Oh my god! Nice and thank you so much for the sub. You guys are killing me tonight. Thank you so much for all the subs. Oh my god. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Is that BM? Is that bet?
You could give the best hugs.
Thank you so much for the follow as well. I appreciate that. Thank you. No, wait, what? Hold on. What? I missed that. I heard it. It registered. Hold on, wait. They picked a Sergeant Hammer and do a Chromie. I'm terrified for this team. American Specialists, you have a hard battle ahead of you, I think. Mostly because that Chromie is just going to be able to dump sand. Joe, go pick! Just do it! Just do it! Honestly, I was really hoping for it. Oh. There we go. Jason, thank you so much for the host. I do believe that came through right as we swapped scenes. Thank you so much for the host, dude. I really appreciate it. Hope your stream went really well, too. Thanks for swinging by. And welcome to everyone who's over here. All right, on the left-hand side, we have American Specialists with iTunes on that Brightwing. Chrissy, 37 on the Vala. Any problem on the Genji? Oh, God, I was practicing this before. Flavakata. Oh, I can't see because it's moving now. I'm having trouble with it now, but Flavakava, I'll figure it out next time, is on the Anubrek, and Pilita is on the Sergeant Hammer. On the right-hand side, we have Team Conflict with Snarky Tiger on the Sonya. We have Taki on the Malfurion. Thing 1 will be playing the Chromie. Frozen 490, or excuse me, Joker 490 Frozen is going to be on that... God, I'm messing it all up. On that Greymane, I do believe. And then we have Quantica on the Muradin. Whew. But either way, let's get into this. Let's also pull up the stats so you get, or the talent so you guys can actually see what they're going to be taking here. So we're going to have the Sonya going up into the Hammer in this top lane. Currently having a couple of these members getting pushed back into bottom. Chromie getting a little bit of damage out, or at least trying to get that damage out right now. We do have a rotation currently happening. Chrissy going to be catching the Muradin in this. We have a polymorph going out. There's the dive in from Genji, but there is a leap over the wall without a problem. Sergeant Target. It's Paleta. Paleta? I think it's Paleta. And you know what? I'm gonna eat my words. But we're gonna see. Snarky Tiger going to go ahead and get a dive, but there is a blast back right away and quite a bit of damage going out. So I was saying, oh yeah. Zen Ga Ju. There you go. All right, so let's get into this matchup though. We do have this bottom lane currently being held over, and it's going to be picked up by the members of Team Conflict. We do have the dive in from Flakava. I have to look at that when I was second, but Chromie going to get bodied there. Going to be dying first in this match here. It's like Flavakava, I think is a... It's so many A's, and like I really need to get my prescription updated, so like I'm having trouble with A's and O's, and here's the storm right now. Especially when they're moving too. But we do currently have the Chrissy going to go ahead and pick up the first Dragonite. So that is going to be the dragon picked up by this first. And I mean, it's 2 minutes into the game. It's not the most powerful thing on Earth, but at the same time, it still has sieging value. They do get that. It takes the objective off the map, and it does give them that little bit of an advantage. Kick trying to go through the wall is not going to be happening. But at this time in top lane, a little bit of a, you know, some hard time for Paletta. Do have a dive from the Genji onto any problem, or excuse me, on any problem currently diving onto Snarky Tiger, who's actually going to backtrack because there are those roots. Looks like it's not going to be working out too well. The Anub'arak going to be getting that final kill onto the Vala there, or excuse me, onto the Sonya. All right, Dragonite still being held over by Chrissy at this time, so will also be sieging down into this bottom. They opened up mid quite a bit. Chromie going to go ahead and get a couple more stacks of the Sandblast down here. And the other thing too is, I mean, they have not burned this thing down. It was up for quite some time, and they got a lot of value with this. But, you know, I also talked to Mike D PPM in Twitch chat, and I was saying to him, you know, this is kind of where the meta is this siege. Like, a Dragonite in the past, I don't think you'd expect to get mid gate and bottom gate. I think you would have been burned down way too quickly, but I think that the health pools on these towers isn't enough, and it's something that I've heard people say, and as a caster watching it, I can honestly agree with them. Genji gonna just full front to the face, gonna be taking quite a bit of damage, but Chromie trying to get out of there at the last second won't be happening. Gonna get bodied there. It looks like they do have Taki gonna go ahead and try and get some poke damage out. Conflict needs more Probius picks. I agree, but it looks like we do have the Burden getting that leap out. Do we have the diving from Genji currently trying to get... Ooh, we do have the Anub'arak diving in. Gonna go ahead and confirm that kill, and with that staggered death, because Anub'arak getting that kill allows... Or excuse me, actually Genji getting that kill. Chromie just got back, so Thing 1 is now back and is going to be trying to make sure that Paletta is pushed back here. And with the targeting like that, it's going to take a couple shots and Hammer would be dead. So leaving right away is the smart thing to do, but they also are just getting their Murden back. So while that was happening, they had the time to siege this bottom, and this is pretty big because they have the Siege Giants with it. Sigh. Ender DS, I hope I'm not the reason for your sigh, but we do currently have... is for being burned down at the bottom lane, and that's honestly pretty big for them because the fact that, and this is what I wanted to note, is that there is this bottom altar, and the fact that their retreat path is now all the way to a keep gate is hard for these members. And on the side of American Specialists, they're being pretty ruthless. There is a dive out from Flavakava on there. Flakavava. Oh, that's not right at all. I'll get it by the end. I'll look at it between the games. We'll just keep calling him Anub'arak for now. Either way, we do have Chromie getting a combo onto Paletta there. Gonna go ahead and have the potential channel for this, but Chromie should be able to cancel this out in time before Genji can create a problem. So any problems won't be a problem just yet. Snarky Tiger going to go ahead and posture up in this back bush. He does have the Poison Spirit this time, so that little bit extra engage damage is pretty big. They're going to go ahead and get the stun out from the Anub'arak at this time. They will hold over these shrines, but here's the thing. They don't have anyone to capture it at this time. And actually also, there is the... Oh, okay, so we do see the Hammer dying in top lane to the Chromie, but with the 10s achieved, they go ahead, they get the Web Wrap onto the Sonya, they get the Dragon Blade out onto two of the members. Brightwing getting one of those kills, but Snarky Tiger going to be getting killed in this situation. Now, mid is channelable, I believe. Yeah, that'd be a right word. But it's not going to be happening mostly because I believe Chromie had to go back from the fight with Hammer. And yeah, they really, all they can really do is delay it out maybe in mid. Top's going to go on its own from these archers that have been stacked up quite a bit. I wouldn't be too surprised to maybe see Genji push this up a bit more, get some of that lane experience just to keep that experience value in favor of them. 10's not really close on the side of team conflict just yet, but... Oh, okay. Yeah, honestly, at this time, this is kind of a rough situation to be on the side of team conflict because you can poke, but you don't want to take a team fight, and you don't know where some of these members are. We currently have, I mean, Hammer's doing the sneakiest thing possible, being invisible in a bush and being literally invisible. I believe, does the Hammer value still work like that? I'm laughing over here, just picking up BFG I mean, it was probably not for just that, but it's just one of those things that just like getting it's just funny to me. But WebWrap does go out onto the Muradin here. He is separated from his team. Thing 1 trying to get a little bit of damage into this backline. Looks like they will dump a little bit of sand as Muradin gets out. The stunt does go out as well, and it just really delays him and also allows a long time for the Dragonite to be getting some of this damage out. We do have a rewind on to one of the members here and a dive out from the Greymane, but it might not be good because the fact that he was bodied by the Genji and the Dragonite, who was also cornered by that Emerald Wind, and that was a really good call on the side of iTunes right there. He was stunned out, and I was like, who's playing Right Wing? But iTunes right there was a really, really good call to make that Emerald Wind and push that Greymane off of the member that was very, very low. So they stay alive for now, and they go ahead and they get the first keep of the game at 8 minutes. This is what I was talking about in the last game. If Team Conflict goes Haymaker, they will follow my Muradin meta. They unfortunately went to Avatar. I gotta say, like, my friend sometimes, he takes Haymaker, and I just, like, insta-tilt into team. But he's also our solo tank, and it's not a map for it. But either way, we have a fight breaking out. Currently trying to dive onto this camp. It will not be happening. 10s were achieved for both, but that web wrap onto the Muradin was quite the downfall of this engagement. They currently wipe the team, and they also, do they get the Muradin? He pops that Avatar. So, I mean, if he had Haymaker, he might have died there. I don't know. I honestly don't know if he maybe would have got out with a little bit of health, because he could have punched the Genji away. And that is something to consider as well. I mean, if Genji does do Dragon Blade, you have Haymaker, you can punch him away. But the other factor too is that it's Genji. If he holds a dash and while you Haymaker, he just dashes right back in. Chrissy gonna go ahead and get time trapped. It looks like there will be quite a bit of damage going out. The Emerald Wind will be happening once again from the Brightwing, and this is exactly the same play that we saw last time. They tried to do the same thing, and they counteracted it in the exact same manner. So, at this time, with the hammer, we're currently seeing 9 minutes into the game, 2 keeps are falling, and both Dragonites have been picked up on the side of American Specialists. I went to grab my coffee cup, but it was completely empty. And now they're doing, this is actually, in my opinion, very risky. I mean, they're sitting on the death bridge, currently just sieging. The opposing team can see it. I mean, they're clearing, obviously, in the bottom lane, and it's very obvious. And they have vision of, but like, each team has vision of each other. So they're going to rotate as a 5-man at this time and potentially get on to these members. Anubrak does have the burrow out, and it looks like that will be the way out. Web wrap does go out, though. 60-second cooldown. I don't know if it was worth it. I don't think that they were going to chase or anything. But at this time, here's the big thing to consider is that they've got catapults pushing bottom. They've got catapults pushing mid. They're already in position for the Dragonites. Basically, actually, Anubra going to go ahead and go back and get full on mana and health. That's a pretty good pickup for them. Genji will go ahead and grab the Dragonite here. But unfortunately, since they don't have a man dedicated in this bottom lane, they won't be able to capture it in time. They notice this. They go ahead and just continue to pick up the siege camp, creating more lane pressure. Genji going to go ahead and rotate down at this time. Now, if he does kind of stay in the mid area, no, he's going to rotate in for the team fight. I was going to say, I mean, it's 16 to 12. I mean, there's a 2 talent difference at this time, and they don't even have 13s on the side of Team Conflict. So they'll go ahead, they'll recapture the Dragonite, and I wouldn't be too... This is where I was saying that maybe just leaving the Genji in mid, if he just kind of pokes at mid, he could definitely pick up the Dragonite a little bit quicker, but they still will get it regardless. I don't think they'll be able to rotate onto this point in time and capture it over, especially with Genji already finishing it out. So, Genji will go ahead and pick up the Dragonite here, going to walk down mid, and I wouldn't be too surprised to see American Specialist try to end right here. Alright. These members are posturing up. We do have a lot of damage going out once again onto Chrissy, but there is the Brightwing. There is also a web wrap out from the Anubrak. The Dragonite is currently on core, as well as there is the Hammer, who's currently just sieging. They're playing within the Hammer umbrella, which is just perfect for them. iTunes a little bit low here. The Emerald Wind is pulled out. Vala gets another kill. Vala getting a 3rd kill. Gonna sprint forward, try and get thing 1 here. Ooh, but it will not be in time because they do end the game with the Dragonite. GGs are called out, and it's going to be game number 1 going over to American Specialists. Here we go into Infernal Shrines, game number 2 between American Specialists and Team Conflict. I am your caster, host and awkwardly talking robot man Bahamut. I don't know why. I don't know why that was the inflection I came out with. But either way, welcome back. This is our last match of the evening. This is a best of 2 domination league. So if American Specialists come out and win this, they'll be taking 3 points tonight. And this is week 1 of season 3. Yeah, I agree, Bandit. I want to get my stretch. I want to stretch too. It's respect. I see the respect bet against my ETC. Yep. Zengaji just laying down just all that knowledge in Twitch chat. Thank you. All right, so they go ahead and they pick up Genji once again on the side of American Specialists, and it seems to be a pretty powerful hero for their team. And I mean, honestly, if it works, it works, and it definitely does work here, especially if they're going to be building around it. But they're also kind of showing their draft a little bit here. Picking this Genji so early, it does show that they're going to be needing some sort of burst or some sort of, you know, damage on these members. So if they can maybe sort of play a little bit of a safer game, maybe they pick up something like a Stukov and I like the idea of Garrosh here, but it's fleeting, mostly because I think there's just stronger tanks. You could pick up Tyrael. I feel like you just typically see him later in the draft, but honestly, if you just picked up Stukov Tyrael here, I think that's just a nice, strong start to the draft. They pick up Zagara and Zarya. This is... Is this Div B from Season 2? Where are we? Those eye-browsing statements. Eye-raising browsing statements? I don't know. Eye-browsing statements. They go ahead and they pick up the Malfurion as well as the Sonya on the side of American Specialists. So they'll probably be putting their Sonya in the top lane. The duo rotations with Genji Malfurion. With that, you'd probably be wanting to look and ban out some sort of tank that's just going to enable this team to really do well. And honestly, I would just ban out the Anub'arak. It was really strong. It works on this map. Get rid of it. No. Oops, I just punched my mic. No, and sorry for headphone users. No. Ban out Cho'Gall. I'm gonna take a little bit from Twitch chat and just say ban out Cho'Gall. This is Twitch chat last map, but still. Let's see this. Are we going to get a Cho'Gall ban, or are we going to get... I honestly think it should be a Anub'arak, realistically. They're going to ban out Murden. Ash 1095, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. How you guys doing tonight? Lucio going to be banned out here, so...
There is always hope.
Okay. All right. They're going to go and pick up this Cho'Gall. I'm so worried about it, honestly. They should first pick Brightwing. I don't know how to feel about this, but I kind of love it. I don't know why my music just like went all over the place, but I apologize. But we're going to load into this. I'm just in kind of shock. Like the Ariel pick, I was like, whatever. Oh man. Okay. That's really interesting. Okay, that's not an intro to a Cho'Gall draft that I've honestly seen in a very long time. There was really nothing indicative of it. I guess maybe, you know what? Picking up the Zagara in the first slot is a very worrisome thing, and maybe that should have been a red flag. But I was just like, we'll just chalk it up to just, it's a new season, new strats. Like, let's just go. What in the... What in the heck? I can't right now. Let's get into this, though. On the left-hand side, we have American Specialists up 1 game. We have Flaka on the Anubrak. Flaka will be just Flaka this game, probably. iTunes will be playing the Muradin. Chrissy 37 will be playing the Sonya. Any problems will be on that Genji once again, and Paletta will be on the... Not Hanzo, Tychus. I don't know why I thought Hanzo. But either way, on the right-hand side, we have Quag 1. It's going to be Quintaga and Thing 1 on the Cho'Gall, Snarky Tiger on the Zarya, Joker 9... Oh my god, Joker 490 Frozen going to be playing that Zagara, and Taki going to be playing the Ariel. Why the Cho'Gall? Because it's really, really good. My argument to make right here is this is a map where you need to fight me, is basically the mantra of Team Conflict right now, and that's essentially where Cho'Gall strives, on maps where you need to come fight me, and they've drafted around this. They've got Zagara, who post-10 will be a nightmare. Cho'Gall post-10, a night. Like, the majority of this team, if they, not if, but when they get to 10, it's going to be a little terrifying for the members of American Specialists, because the fact that you have Expulsion Zone for separation, you have Cho'Gall with some probably upheaval twisting nether combination, and then you also just have the Crystal Aegis from the Ariel, probably saving one of the members that is getting blown up by the Genji, not offering that reset, as well as getting just saving the member and, you know, getting that counter kill. But the other thing to mention too is that they have Anubrak, they have Web Wrap. That's why I was in draft shouting out to ban the Anubrak, but not going to be happening. Overall, that's why Cho'Gall works, is because he strives in, like, his place is in team fights. And as the game progresses, he only gets stronger in team fights. And on a map like this, where you need to team fight over a specific point, this is why I completely think he's actually viable and a good choice. Sonya going to be falling in top. I apologize for missing that kill. Looks like the Zagar will go ahead and get that kill, I do believe. It's actually going to be the towers. But Genji will rotate up and go ahead and just try and poke this back. Joker, 490 Frozen, going to go ahead and hearth back, making sure that they get full. As Sonya will be spawning just now as well. Peeking into bottom, though, we do have a few of the members just working down this wave, and the experience value is in favor of the members of Team Conflict, but that is also because they got that little later kill onto that Sonya, who's actually rotating over and picking up this camp. We're about 45 seconds from the Punishers popping up here, about 13 from when the announcement will happen, so we're definitely going to be seeing that happen quite soon, and getting this camp is really big for them, especially since the Sonya is a little bit not as strong this early game, so, you know, needing this extra time is very smart on the side of American Specialists. Peeking into mid lane, though, we are getting a root out from iTunes here. Gonna connect onto the majority of the members, but I do not believe he went for that root talent at 4, did he? No, it's not, because I think there's a questing talent at 4 for roots. Or is that at 7? I'm trying to learn the new Malfurion, and I'm not a super... Qui-Gon Jinn. I just love peeking over at Twitch chat. Thank you guys so much. Joker Frozen gonna be taking quite a bit of damage, and Genji will be able to get that kill. Any problem, gonna be able to get out of there, and that's actually pretty big for them because they got that kill. Cigar will not be able to counter push this camp, and that's gonna get a lot of good siege value because these things, they are pretty strong. This shaman is a nuisance, and you can already see we're 3 minutes in the game. This is the health of a tower right now. It's just so very low. I'm really curious. It's 4,000 health. It's just overall, these things, they just melt so quickly, and it's one of those things that I get. I'm now seeing more and more as I'm casting it. It's becoming a little more frustrating to, like, witness it. Probably even more so when you are on the receiving end of it. Currently going to have the Genji diving in as well as the Anubrak, and it looks like they are going to be able to disrupt. Snarky Tiger taking quite a bit of damage here. We do have Cho'Gall trying to get out. It looks like he will be able to back away, but that is going to be the Zarya falling very early. The stun will go out, and they actually get the counter kill onto the Anub'arak. So that is a Zarya for Anub'arak, but at the same time, do they get the kill onto the Tychus? He is trying to get out. They do get that hammer down. He will be falling, but Cho'Gall will be falling to the Sonya. So with that, they get 2 kills at once. So it's currently, you know, they get the kill onto the Anub'arak and the Tychus, but they get that Cho'Gall kill, as well as the Zarya one earlier. So that's quite a bit of an experience bump going over to the members of American Specialists. That does put them into 7s. That is a lot of good, useful tools that they're going to be picking up here, especially that Poison Spear from Sonya. It's a lot of good engage, a lot of good damage coming out from that. Who's Rexpa? Currently to have a stun going out, a jump actually onto the Cho'Gall as well. It does not look like the jump will be going over the gate either, and these members are going to be getting actually stunned. A couple of them are going to get rooted by this Frozen Punisher, and they're going to be currently pushing down this mid lane. Majority of the members on the side of American Specialists are healthy. The Anub'arak does dive in. Flocka getting a huge stun into a couple of the members, and Ariel going to be falling here. Cho'Gall trying to get out, going to get stunned once again. We currently have Sonya getting on to the Zagara here, trying to get out, but Genji once again going to dive forward, going to get a bunch of those Qs off, and those Shuriken are going to be getting quite a bit of value. Going to get a dive out, and then quite a bit of damage onto the Cho'Gall. So with that, they body so many of these members of Team Conflict, push them back, and they realistically start to get this huge experience gap once again, as we saw in the last game. Currently have a stun going out. We actually have, ooh, the Genji dove in, but he did have his deflect there, which did, you know, push back a lot, or, you know, redealt the damage back to some of the members. I was thinking they might go for that, you know, ballsy camp pick, but it's not going to be happening. 10s are almost on the side of the members of American Specialists. They need to play this next fight really, really safe, in my opinion. This could be really devastating for them. And you're back with the flank. Genji going to dive in onto Snarky Tiger. Not in a really good spot, and they will be falling here. Going to be going ahead and dashing out. The web wrap does go out because they do have the 10s. Genji going to go ahead and use the Dragon Blade, getting quite a bit of damage onto the Ariel. She will be leaving, but at this time, this is going to be a Cho'Gall who is standing up on roots. That is going to be Cho'Gall falling, and with that, now granted, top lane, Choker, 49, 490 Frozen, is doing as much as he can, or as much as they can, to at least, you know, close the experience gap, as well as make sure that they, you know, get some siege value themselves, because when, not if, but, you know, there's a potential when this game gets turned around, there's the immediate chance for them to definitely come back here. I mean, it's here's the storm. It's rubber band effect. If they can get value from it, they might as, like, sorry, I was just thrown off for a second. If they can get 10s and they can get a couple picks here, that'll be absolutely huge for Team Conflict. They can really start to snowball this map in their favor, especially with the Zagara. Post 10 with the Nidus Network will be huge for them. The only thing I'm curious to see now is, do they take a potential safety factor, and do they end up maybe going for the Maw? But at this time, we have a leap in from the Sonya. Snarky Tiger out of position, going to get rooted, and that is going to be that Zarya falling here. Now, in top lane, they have dedicated quite a bit of their team. Actually, the majority of the team that is all of the team that is alive, they really want to make sure that they actually burn down this fort. And if they can get a pick onto the Genji, that is their big opener. That's the thing that we're kind of talking about here. But it looks like they'll just push up the camp. They have Ariel going back. Zagara looks like they're going back. They really want to make sure that this team doesn't push too far up onto this bottom lane, because now that they've opened this up, if they get the Punisher, they won't be able to. Are you going to be casting Reborn Knights Black versus Waste Potential tomorrow? No, I am not casting. I'll let you know though. Sengaju. Currently though, in the mid lane, we do have a double stacked siege camp pushing up into that lane, so that's going to be doing quite a bit of damage if they don't respond to it. And 13s are achieved, but at the same time, so they have 10s on the side of Team Conflict, but 13s on the side of American Specialists. It's risky if they go in for this fight. It's very risky, honestly. But it looks like they really want to take it. We do currently have Twisting Nether being used from the Cho'Gall. There is the web rep that disengaged. There will be the leap in from the Sonya. Sonya, or excuse me, the Ariel taking so much damage there, but we do actually have the Expulsion Zone coming out. There is the Zarya falling, and that is going to be a reset for the Genji. He also has the Dragon Blade getting the swipe out. That is going to be a team wipe, and that mid lane is just going to keep pushing itself out. They're going to be getting this Punisher, and it's also going to be barreling down this bottom lane that does not have a gate, so it's going to go straight on to the keep. Genji going to go ahead into this mid lane, making sure that they open this up even more. Also just getting some of this experience, making sure that they're in lane for that bump closer to 16, because if they don't get the win off of this, they want to make sure that they still have that experience gap, that if they do wipe themselves, it's not going to be, 14 to 14 all of a sudden. They still have a bit of a buffer zone. So we do have the Commandeer Odin coming down at this time. A little bit early, in my opinion, but it is going to be good for the sieging onto this keep. Rest of the members of Team Conflict clearing out that mid lane, making sure that it won't be the next issue that they have to deal with. So with that, this Punisher is a Mortar Punisher. It's at 87%. All right, I was like, where is it? So the jump goes out onto the Cho'Gall, taking quite a bit of damage. There is the leap in from the Sonya. Crystal, I guess, was used, but Genji going to dive in and do quite a bit of damage. The Cho'Gall also getting web wrap there as well. Do we have a root? No, we actually have the Lion's Maw. That's going to be capturing 3 of the members in it. Cho'Gall getting onto the Genji, but actually getting pulled back there. I don't know what actually knocked him out of the... because that would have been a kill, but either way, we currently have this core being just attacked by the Punisher and the rest of the team. This is going to be game number 2 going over to American Specialist. GG, well played. They take both games in this series.